With me now, there are more updates that we'd like to take. Iran, of course, is in no hurry to negotiate. The ball now in US's court, as per reports coming in from Iranian Tasnim news agency. It's quoting an informed source as saying that ball is in America's court and that Iran is in no hurry to negotiate. Iran presented reasonable initiatives and proposals in the negotiations. It says that America will and can look at the issues realistically, the source said, and also accused the US of miscalculating in the negotiations, just as it had done in war, and warned that nothing would change in the Strait of Hormuz until the United States agrees to a reasonable agreement. All right, Ajay, I want to come back to you here on the statement, of course, coming in. What options does the US really have if Iran does not accept the demands that US has put forward? Ajay, what are the demands of the US? And if Iran does not accede to those demands, what options does the US really have here?
As we discussed that, there are three major demands which basically Iran is, raising. The demands are that, peace with the Lebanon and no further attacks by the Israel. Other thing is, the hurdle, major hurdle, another hurdle is basically of Strait of Hormuz. Iran is not going to leave a Strait of Hormuz. They know that this is the point by which they can, pressurize the major, attacks which was going on over here on the Iran. And what we have seen that after Iran basically stopped the movement of the, crude oil and other ships from the Strait of Hormuz, America agreed for the talks. And third one, definitely nuclear enrichment for this country. That is a major point which basically they are raising as compared to, the other points. These are the three major points which basically are very important. And Iran is clearly saying that the ball is in the American court to look.
Iran does not accept these demands, like it is saying it will not, and saying that the ball really lies in the court of the US. What can US then do? Ajay.
Pardon, repeat the question.
All right, in fact, stay on with me. I'll come back to you after some more updates. Now, Iranian media reports that a source close to the Iranian delegation that the US was looking for an excuse to leave the negotiating table. The source stated the Americans needed the negotiation for their lost face in international arena and were willing, or they were not willing rather, to lower their expectations despite the defeat and stalemate in the war with Iran. Iran has no plans for the next round of talks. Ajay, of course, the contradictory reports they're coming in, but what I wanted to ask you was that what options does the US really have, and in which direction could it proceed should Iran not accept its demands like it is indicating?
Yes, if you see that, the media reports by the Iranian media that have declared Iran have won, they are now reporting that America was basically, they wanted to quit the talks, and that's why they were looking for the excuse, and that is what they are reporting. But at the same time, some of the news agencies, American-based news agencies and the independent agencies, they are clearly saying that talks have failed because of the 3 points which we are saying, and that is the only reason that the talks are basically not happening. America is very clear at its point, because America knows that. Allowing nuclear enrichment for Iran means that disaster to the Israel and other and America in the coming time as well. So that seems to be the reason, and they always feel and say that they will not allow Iran to go for the nuclear weapon. So this is the reason, major reason, but for what they want to want some more assurance from the Iran. So how this is going to happen, how Pakistan has to mediate on these points, that has to be seen.
Ajay, thank you very much for joining us and continue being with us. And we now take a very quick break, viewers. Stay tuned to NewsX.